Hey there, welcome to Yoga with Amber Kleid. My name is Amber, and in our slow flow today, you might like to grab a set of blocks and perhaps a blanket for some knee comfort. But we are going to start our practice in a standing position today. If you enjoy this practice, please give me a thumbs up. Let me know that you liked it. Post a comment. I love to reply to the comments, or please subscribe to my channel. Your support is really appreciated, and I really enjoy making these videos. So thanks in advance. So go ahead and set your feet about a fist distance apart. A little buoyancy in the knees, a little bend, lengthen up through the spine, relax the shoulders back. Palms are going to face forward. So we come into our mountain pose or Tadasana. We want to firm up through the belly so our tailbone relaxes and our pelvis kind of comes into this nice neutral position. And you can always search for your neutral position by finding your little bony points on your hips, right? And then if you want, you can do this little forward and back motion and kind of sense where those bony points are. And then when you find a nice neutral space, that is where we're going to set up today. And then just since I've already got my hands on my little hip points here, looking down at my feet, my feet are about hip distance apart. So when we talk about hip distance apart, it's not the outer edge of the hips, but it's lining up with these bones right here. So our bone structure is straight down. So just a little food for thought. So here we are in our mountain pose, relaxing the shoulders back. And also, chin is parallel to the floor, and then take your chin and tuck it back. We're not tucking the chin down. We're staying in that nice parallel position with the chin, but we're lengthening it back. So the upper part of the spine really lines up with the rest of the spine. Take a couple of deep breaths here. Just settle in. Make sure that everything feels good. You might close your eyes for just a moment and just sense into your space. Really allow yourself to be here. You made it to the mat, and that's always the hardest part for some. I know that coming to the yoga mat can be a wonderful break from the rest of the day. Let's take a few more breaths here. And if you'd like, while you're taking your breaths, you can set an intention for your class today. What is it that you'd like to show up with on the mat? Maybe grow it in your practice and then walk away with it and take it into the rest of your day. Two more breaths. And then on your next inhale, go ahead and lift the hands above the head, stretching the fingertips up. And maybe for just a moment, just reach as high as you can. Big breath in, stretching, stretching, stretching. Oh, and then as you exhale, settle the shoulders down, relax in the legs. Let's go ahead and clasp our elbows with our hands. Take a breath in, and as you exhale, lean to the right. Breathing in, firming in that belly, and exhale to the left. Noticing if one side's a little bit stiffer than the other. Come on back to center, breathing in. And then exhaling, reaching to the right. Breathing in, come back to center. And last time, we're going to stretch to our left. Come back to center. Let's go ahead and bring the arms straight out. Palms are going to be making a stop motion. And then we're just going to lift the shoulders and roll them back down. Lift and roll them down. Lift and roll them down. Switch directions. And then this time, go ahead and relax down on the exhale. Bring your hands together behind your back. We're going to clasp the hands, point your pointer fingers down, connect your thumbs together, and press down and lift the chest. Now, if it feels good, you can really open up through those shoulders. Relaxing the tailbone, connecting to the core. Take one more breath here, and then we're going to tilt forward. Now, if you'd like, you can lift your hands up. Now, it depends on your shoulder. If you have shoulder injuries, please don't do this. You can just rest your hands, your forearms on your low back. So we're kind of feeling into our hamstrings here and the backs of the legs. See if you can relax the legs and maybe turn the thighs gently towards one another. We'll just rest for another moment here. On your exhale, relax the hands all the way down. And we're going to bend our knees a little bit and just find a nice little sway here. So just let your whole body shift and sway. Let the arms move around. And then start to really put your focus into the soles of your feet and start to sway yourself up, letting your knees be buoyant. We're connecting to our low belly to protect that low back, and we're going to come to standing. We find knocking on heaven's door. And if you need to, you can widen your stance a little if you need a little extra space to bend those knees to make sure that our knees are flowing with our movement. Just a few more seconds here. And then start to slow it down, and we'll come back into our standing position. Let's go ahead and come up to the front of the mat if you're not already there. Pressing the soles of the feet into the ground. We're going to breathe the hands up. And as we exhale, we're going to sit back into our heels. Relax the shoulders with the breath. We come into our seated chair here. Take an inhale, bring the arms down and press into the palms. Send yourself up, bring those arms back. And then as you exhale, we're going to swing the arms down just like a pendulum and come back into our chair. And then breathing in again, pushing the arms back behind us. Opening through the chest, and then exhale, bring it down. Bring those palms together at heart space. Soften through your tailbone. Let's go ahead and take the right arm to the left leg and find a little twist here. I'm going to offer up a challenge. Pressing into the sole of the left foot, let's lift the right foot up and bring it back behind you. So we come into a lunge. One more breath here. And then on your next inhale, we're going to float those fingertips to the sky. Chest moves forward. We come into our high lunge. Let's exhale the hands back behind us. Again, we're going to clasp, open through the chest. Press through that back heel. Breathe. Take an inhale. We're going to lift through the heel. And as we exhale, we're going to bow forward. Now again, if this doesn't feel good on your shoulders, you can just rest your forearms on your low back. We come into our humble warrior. And you can rest your chest on your thigh, or you can come down much farther if you'd like. It's completely up to you. One more breath here. On your exhale, release the hands, swing them to the sky, and soften into our lunge. Take a nice deep inhale. As we exhale, the arms are going to come down by the side and then float forward as we pick up our right leg and meet the left. And then we all come into our Tadasana, palms at heart space. Take your time, of course. There's never any need to rush. Breathing in and out. And then when you're ready, we're going to reach our hands to the sky. And exhale, sit down into our chair. Relax the tailbone, soften the shoulders, soften the skin on the face. Take an inhale, arms sweep back, and we come up. And exhale, arms sweep down, reach to the sky as we breathe out and come back into our chair. Let's do that again. Breathing in, pressing into standing, arms swing back behind us. And then inhale, come on back up. Let's do that one more time. Inhale, swing out, stand, and then exhale. Come into chair, reaching the hands to the sky. Let's go ahead and bring those palms together. Left elbow to the right knee this time. Palms together, right elbow to the sky. And just take a quick peek at your knees. Make sure that they're even and that your left knee isn't jutting forward. And then come into your right foot. Let your weight fall into the right foot. And we're going to shift that left foot back. Coming into our lunge. One more breath here. And then breathing in and up, hands to the sky. Exhale, hands fold behind you. Take an inhale, open the heart, and as you exhale, we lift that back heel and come into our humble warrior. Arms may lift to the sky, they may rest on your back. Breathing in nice and soft. And then when you're ready, go ahead and relax the hands. Breathing in and up, come back into your high lunge. And when you're ready, take an inhale. As you exhale, the arms are going to reach out to the side, and we're going to step forward, come back into our mountain pose. And we're just going to pause here so you can bring your hands down by your side. Close your eyes if it feels comfortable and just take a couple of breaths. Maybe connect to your heartbeat. And then we're going to breathe in, take the fingertips to the sky. And we're going to exhale, float down, forward fold. Maybe you meet your blocks here. Let your head and your shoulders relax. Take a few breaths here. And then we're going to take an inhale. We're going to find our flat back. So maybe palms come to the calves or the shins. And then exhale, release. We're going to bend into those knees. And we're going to walk our right foot back and our left foot back. And we're going to come into our downward facing dog. So stretching up through the hips, hugging that low belly in, pressing into the palms, rolling the shoulders out so we're nice and broad across our back. Fingertips are pressing into the ground, thumb and forefinger pressing into the ground. And then our heels might press into the ground, they might not. But wherever you are, go ahead and walk your dog. So we bend the knees, getting into the toes. Take one more breath in and really hug that low belly into the spine and lengthen through the crown of the head. Relax the neck. Take an inhale and slowly float yourself into a plank. Breathe it out. Drop to your knees, roll all the way down onto your belly. Palms are at your side. Elbows are back. Relax the toes. Zip up the legs. Take an inhale and draw the upper back, or draw the shoulders into the upper back. And exhale, release down. Let's do that 2 more times. Breathing in and up, hugging the shoulder blades. And exhale, release. 1 more time, breathing in and up. Baby cobra. Exhale, release. Bring the forehead down to the ground. Keep your palms where they are, and we're going to keep the legs zipped up. And this time we're going to really connect to our glutes, our butt muscles. We're going to hug them in, and we're going to lift our legs. Big inhale. And exhale, release. Inhale, bring the legs up. And exhale, release. Make sure that you are really squeezing those butt muscles. 1 more time, bring them in and up. And exhale, release. Press into your palms. Draw yourself up through tabletop and relax down in a child's pose. Knees can be out, toes together, or thighs can be together. And then you might choose to do an active child's pose with the fingertips in tented fingertips. Or you might choose to relax your shoulders and draw the fingertips towards your heels and just let your shoulders drop down. Breathing into the back body. One more breath here. Sigh it out if that feels good. And then begin to make your way back into tabletop position or into tabletop position. And this might be a good space for you to pad your knees if you need to with that blanket. So we're coming back to fingers spread nice and wide. We got wrists underneath our shoulders, knees underneath our hips, and we're just going to play with some cat-cows. So taking a nice deep breath in, we're going to drop our belly down, rotate hips and gaze to the sky, and then exhale, hug the belly in, rolling and relax the head down. And then inhale, breathing deep. And exhale. Let's do that 1 more time. Breathing in and up. And exhale. Come back to neutral. And go ahead and walk your knees through the hands and come onto your back. So from here, we're going to take our right foot and put it on top of our left thigh, and we're going to work into a figure 4. This is a great alternative to doing full pigeon, if you ever come across that. It's a lot less dangerous for your knees and will probably feel better on your hips too, especially if you're super duper tight. So spreading the toes on the right foot. Let's go ahead and lift the left leg up and reach between the legs and grab the, clasp your hands on the other side of your left thigh. So when we're here, we want to soften the shoulders. We want to let our neck relax. And our tailbone is relaxed too, so we're not trying to hug anything up. We let that tailbone settle down towards the ground. And when you're ready, slowly release the hands. Drop the left foot. Keep the legs crossed. And we're going to go ahead and twist over to the left with the right leg. So depending on your flexibility, your legs can be crossed still. And you can take your left hand on top of your right leg and kind of draw it closer to you. Or you can just let that right foot press to the ground and just get a little bit of a stretch that way. So find whatever feels good to you in this stretch. You could also unwind the legs and just bring them together, bent into a little twist. And then we open up through the chest, opening up through the upper back. And if you find that your shoulder doesn't touch the ground, if you have a blanket or a block on hand, you can always put it underneath that shoulder and let it rest on there. When we're doing our twists, we want to be able to rest in the shape. We don't want to hold the legs up because that's just putting strain on your low back. So just be sure that you feel relaxed. 2 more breaths. And then when you're ready to come up, please connect to your belly first. And then you can unwind the upper leg from the lower leg and just kind of bring your right foot to the mat and then slowly start to roll your knees back to center. Press the feet into the mat, center your knees or your hips back, and then go ahead and cross the opposite leg. We're going to spread those toes and then reach through with the hands. Soften the shoulders and the neck. Few more breaths here. Go ahead and release the hands, sole the foot to the ground, and then you might even, and I didn't do this on the other side, but you might even press into the sole of your foot, lift your hips and swing them to the left, and then roll into your twist. That might make it a little bit more accessible. And then opening up through the chest. So again, just noticing if this side feels a little bit different. Maybe you're a little more bendy on this side, so you can dive a little bit deeper into the twist. But if not, use your props. I've got a blanket underneath my legs on this side. Take 2 more breaths here. And then again, be very careful unraveling the legs if you've got them kind of intertwined. Connect to the core. Let your left foot touch the ground first as you roll back to center. Let's hug our knees in. Stretch out that low back. It might even feel good to draw the forehead towards the knees. And then bringing the soles of the feet to the ground, knees bent to the sky. Let's go ahead and finish up our practice today with a few bridge poses. So letting the hands rest by your hips, pressing into the soles of the feet, and connecting to your hamstrings. So see if you can engage the backs of the legs. And then when you've engaged that space, press into the soles of the feet and lift through the hips. Lift all the way up. As far as feels good, some of us might feel a little tenderness in our backs. And if that's the case, just drop down a little bit. But go up as far as feels good. And then on your next exhale, you're just going to roll yourself all the way down. Let's do that 2 more times. Breathing in and up. And exhaling, release it down. Let's do that 1 more time. Breathing in and up. And release it down. Whew. Go ahead and relax your legs all the way out. Let's take a big stretch, clasping the hands above the head and reach, reach, reach. Hugging in all the muscles in the arms and the face and the neck and the shoulders, the chest, the belly, the butt, thighs, calves, toes. And then release. Softening all the muscles in the face. We'll take 10 breaths here. Just allowing yourself to relax. Releasing any tension, any notion that you've got somewhere to be. You'll get there soon enough. the toes. And start to find a little bit of movement in the body. And if you'd like, you can go ahead and roll to one side. And then gently make your way up into a seat. As always, thank you so very much for being here with me today. Have a blessed day.